this is our financial budget for the Bradleys. So this is what we already know about them. Sean Bradley is 32 and he's a human resource specialist. His annual salary is $65,000, which makes his monthly salary around $5,416. And his credit score is 690, which is okay, but it could be better. Heidi Bradley is 30 and she's a speech language pathologist. Her annual salary is $70,000, which makes her monthly salary around Bradley's, or around Sean's, but slightly higher, and her credit score is 720. Their fixed expenses revolve around their home mortgage, their child support, car premium, and the grocery expenses are probably fluctuating around the average home families for Michigan, which is probably around $60. Their goals are to start saving college accounts for both Alyssa and Jimmy, their 2 children, secure a retirement fund before age 58, continue family bonding trips, provide life insurance for both of the children, and finance Alyssa's softball and athletic goals. As for retirement, Heidi currently puts 3% of her salary towards her 401k through Fidelity Investments. Her employer offers a 100% match up to 5%, and her current value of her 401k is $40,000. Sean contributes $150 a month to his 401k, which was reduced to help pay for Jimmy's daycare costs. The current value of his account is $24,000, and it is also invested in Fidelity Limited Term Bond Fund. His employer doesn't have a matching program, and the 401k is subject to have a retirement of 58.
Our advice for them, for Heidi, so if she were able, or if they were able to move the retirement age goal back just a couple years, so they wanted it to be like 58, if they were to move back a couple years, they would have more money to move to their credit card debt and their retirement fund. And also, $2,000 should also be put into an emergency fund because they don't have an emergency fund. So and they can also have $500 to be split evenly between 2 children.
So we got $2,000 from the tax return, and we were thinking that that should be split between them. And we want to put $500 back in the checking account from the Disney World trip because we think that they shouldn't do the Disney World trip at all. We want to put $500 back in their checking account that we have extra money from the tax return. And Heidi needs to contribute half of her 401k payment, which was around $300, to help Sean pay for Jimmy's daycare costs because she's already $16,000 ahead in the 401k planning for her future ahead of Sean. And we think that she should get some of her payment to help Sean pay for the daycare. And related to car payment, we think that his truck is a newer car with the expensive monthly payment, $593. And if you were to consider getting a different car, then they could get like a better family-sized car because he doesn't need that truck for his job. And then they could help pay for Heidi's expensive lease payment, so they could get that done faster and maybe get a better car too.
Also, if Sean and his brother were to sell their rental house that they own together, they would be able to pay off the mortgage off that house that they sold, and also be able to put the extra money that came from that house into other parts of their financial needs.
We were thinking that the rental house that him and his brother share, that they should evenly split it and sell it, because they would each have around $30,000 after they pay off the mortgage that's left. And we were thinking that they could use that on some of the debts, like the credit card debt, and then Heidi's student loan, and pay that off. And then with the tax return, they'd use that on other stuff, and then they'd pay back the $110 they owe to the state. For resolution, we were talking about the mortgage again, and he'd have about Sean would have $33,000 left, and then they'd get $3,000 back from Heidi's bonus. And we were thinking that they should ration that and give $1,000 to each Heidi and Sean for emergency costs, and then $250 for each child, and then $500 non-refundable payments should go back into the checking account from the Disney trip because we're going to cancel that. And we were thinking that we should change the Disney trip to like a cheaper family vacation that they could afford better.
And also the Disney trip, which they said it would cost around $8,000 to go on. Heidi owes $8,000 in student debt, so if they were not to go on that trip, she would be able to pay off her student debt.
We know that's not money that they already have. They were going to go in debt maybe to pay for that trip. But we're going to use some of the money that we got back from selling the house to pay off the $8,000. pay off the debt, and then the truck is too expensive, so we were gonna sell that until they figure out some other way to get like a better car that could like fit around their schedule more to even have money out.
Additionally, some of the spare money from selling the rental house could pay off some of their debts, such as the credit card and the other leases that they have on their cars. And we were figuring around $20,000 should be put into the house mortgage, as they want to try and pay that off before they retire, and then the rest into a savings account for future debts to help them retire earlier, since they still have that goal of retiring around 58.
We were thinking that 58, they wanted to be 58, like the range that they were going to retire at. We think if they push it back a little more, then they can put their money into more important stuff. And if we put $20,000 into the house mortgage, then they could retire earlier and use the money from the 401k for more important stuff like the debt they owe on their credit cards.
Thank you. Thank you, that's all.
Oh, and you still have 1 minute. Is there, no? Oh, that's all. All right.
Do you guys look at the insurance policies? Do you have any recommendations there?
We didn't know like how much it would change if they were to change vehicles or not.
We were thinking that both vehicles were like bad for them because the truck is a very high monthly payment. I think we could sell that and then he could get like a more moderate car.
Okay.
Because he doesn't need the truck for his job.
Sorry, I should have clarified. The life insurance is what I meant to ask about. The life insurance policies, there is a whole life insurance policy. Did you guys touch on that at all?
Yeah, we looked into the life insurance policy and how they had the cash support of $8,000, and we were going to take that out and scratch the life insurance policy, but we figured in the event that Sean, like something happened to him, we wanted Sean to try and switch the benefitter's name from Melissa to Heidi to his wife. So then in the event that something does happen to Sean, they have that money on hand.
Okay.
We were, like I said, we were considering taking out the $8,000, but it seemed like scratching the insurance policy at that point would kind of be a waste of so much money, considering how much money he's already saved for that.
Did you have a number that you wanted to use for the amount in the, oh my gosh, I can't talk, emergency fund?
We wanted to start with around $2,000 in the emergency fund, and then try and boost that number as like they begin saving more and more, because we wanted them to try and focus on starting with the basics and then slowly moving up as they grow older, obviously.
We started the kids with a small, like only $250 each, and then the parents $1,000 split. We're gonna put the rest of the money that we sold from the house in like a savings account. They can either save that for debts or put it in the emergency fund as they move on.
Where did you get your information for how you calculate their food budget every month?
We looked up the average family of 4 households, like how much annually they would spend, and then divided that by 12. So it was around $700 for like an entire year, and I divided that by 12.
When you used child support, were you just referring to the daycare? Is that, or
Yes,
is
the
there-
daycare, because
okay.
it said that Sean took money out of his 401k to help pay for the daycare, which was $150.
Okay.
For the retirement savings, you were keeping it. You were going to lower how much the wife was saving to pay for some other stuff.
We were thinking that she should maybe split some of it with Sean to help pay for the daycare because she's $16,000 ahead of Sean for 401k.
Okay.
Eventually, we were going to recommend that Heidi ups her contribution
After
to
a
the
while.
5% that the company's paying to
Okay.
match in order to maximize the amount she would get back for retirement.
Yes. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want us to take the file?
Yeah.
Yeah,
if
but
you
yeah.
Close out, please, and remove that. That'd be great.